All right, boys. Today we have some ReZero side stories. Okay? I got a playlist here of 36 videos. Okay? It seems like. Shout out to Sabud, my mod in the chat. He made me the playlist, man. We should be safe from spoilers. And yeah, also shout out to Conejotako, right? Is that how you say it? Conejotako, bro? Shout out to him as well because he's obviously I think he's a Spanish YouTuber, right? Spanish YouTuber, but we're watching the English translation, so that's why if it sounds like Texas speech, that's why. So y'all probably know about him. I don't know why I'm explaining, but all right, boys, let's doom scroll. Let's see, what do we got, bro?
Did you know there's a story in which Rem and Ram talk about their third sister? This happened once again in a little...
What? Who the fuck is Rim? Who the fuck is Rim?
This happened once again in a little-known side story. During a
Okay.
quiet break at the Roswell mansion, Subaru decided to import a curious holiday from his home world, April Fool's Day. Enthusiastically, he explained that it was the only day of the year where tricking others through pranks and harmless lies was allowed.
Okay.
While Amelia found it amusing, Beatrice rejected the idea from her corner, claiming she saw no point in falsehoods. Subaru argued that allowing these occasional lies helped people value honesty the rest of the time. However, no one, except for Rem, believed him. But of
Oh yeah, we're going back like way back, bro. Yo, Rem is like, yeah, Subaru. Yo, y'all don't believe in April Fools, man? Old man Ram? Four sisters Ram?
course, Rem didn't count, because she is so head over heels in love that she'd believe anything he says.
Just a
For her
count.
part, Ram claimed that Subaru only wanted to establish the holiday so he could lie left and right without consequences. Yet
Bro, wait, that's genius though. Yeah, arc 2 side story? Bro, wait.
claimed that Subaru only wanted to establish the holiday so he could lie left and right without consequences.
Son.
Yet she decided to participate anyway. Then, Ram stated with total seriousness that she and Rem were actually part of a trio of sisters.
Son.
The coldness of her delivery, combined with Rem's heartbroken performance as she remembered her other sister, sent Subaru into a state of genuine panic. The poor guy thought he had made Rem cry with his insensitivity, and before he could hug her to comfort her, Ram stepped in and punched him so she could be the one to do it instead. That was the moment Subaru realized he had been played. Inspired by the scene,
Damn.
Amelia tried to pull off her own lie by saying she was part of a quartet of sisters.
Okay. Yeah, quintessential Amelia. What? No, bro, y'all can't just be saying this shit, bro, even as a joke, man.
But Subaru called her out for her lack of originality. Amelia
Damn.
then made an excuse, saying that it was actually Puck who was part of a quartet of brothers. However, only Beatrice ended up falling for it due to her childish nature. Meanwhile, the cat privately expressed his concern about his daughter's excessive honesty, fearing it might be a weakness in the ruthless arena of the royal selection. Taking advantage of the political context, Ram and Rem described the other candidates with monstrous traits. They mentioned a warrior duchess who bathed in blood and a sun princess who turned everything in her path to fire. When a terrified Subaru asked for a description of the third rival, Amelia claimed with a trembling voice that she was a quintuplet, completely ruining the lie. Realizing he had been the victim of a coordinated strategy, Subaru found himself surrounded by the twins' laughter. Beatrice, fed up with everyone else's nonsense, sought Puck's support, only to find 4 identical versions of the spirit responding to her in unison from the table, the result of a magical illusion. When she tried to show the strange phenomenon to Subaru, the young man could only see a single Puck and praise the girl for joining the game with a rather unconvincing lie. Frustrated and with her face flushed with anger at not being taken seriously, Beatrice screamed her hatred for the holiday while the rest of the mansion burst into laughter. Despite the chaos, Subaru felt satisfied with the shared moment of bonding, though he seriously doubted whether the lesson on the value of truth had actually sunk in. Remember,
Yo, man. Man, arc 2, bro. You know, this is arc 2, but like Rem is already head over heels. Like this is like after, right? Oh, 4 Rem sisters were mentioned in season 1, episode 14 PV? What?
had actually sunk in.
This is the end?
I've started a series of cut content on the channel. Did you know?
Ah, okay. I see. This is the next one. Also, right at the end in some of the shorts, you might still talk about spoilers. I generally try to avoid that, but I included a warning anyway. So if he switches to a completely different topic, it's best it's okay. All right, I got you. I got you, and I got you. I got you. All right, let's see. The day ReZero almost became a dojin. Excuse me?
There is a ReZero story that even I'm amazed got approved by the author. And if you're looking at the screen right now, I'm sure you understand why. The funniest part is that this suggests
Oh wait, have I seen this like image? I've seen this illustration. Yeah, I think yeah, the Ross. I think I've seen this illustration.
suggestive story takes place in a failed loop. During the days when Subaru was learning the language while working as a servant, it's said that on one of those nights, Emilia sighed in pure bliss as she let her entire body sink into the hot water,
Oh.
feeling the tension from her studies melt away. At the same time, she looked at her body and wondered if she had gained weight, thinking that Puck probably wouldn't like that. Then Ram walked in,
What?
wrapped in a towel. With her usual deadpan tone, the pink-haired maid asked if she was intruding, to which Emilia responded with a warm invitation.
Oh, it is a yeah. I adapted in manga. I can see the manga. Oh shit! Damn. Yo, man, I might have to get on that manga, man. Yo, I might have to read some. I might have to read the manga, man. What's going on, bro?
Right behind her appeared Rem, whose devotion
Yo.
mixed with a protective hostility, as she commented that she would never tolerate someone like Subaru looking at her older sister with impure intentions. Ram
Oh.
coldly seconded the motion, stating she would gouge the boy's eyes out if that ever happened.
Damn. Then I would simply gouge out his eyes. Rem's hand would be the last thing he'd ever see. Jesus.
She then added that, at the very least, the last thing he'd see would be a beautiful view. Emilia tried to defend her benefactor's good nature, but to no avail. As she slipped into the water, the ever-stoic Ram allowed her face to relax, a change Emilia pointed out by joking about how even she let her guard down in the bath. Although the maid simply replied that even a doll like her could express herself that way, Rem proudly revealed that this relaxed side was her sister's most adorable secret.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, she's a serious sitcom. The side stories, I can tell. Like it's yeah, for sure. They're yeah.
Most adorable secret. Emilia concluded that being naked allowed them to break down barriers and speak completely freely, an idea the twins sarcastically dismissed, suggesting that Subaru's influence was clouding her judgment. Emilia pointed out that, in reality, they were the ones changing the most because they spent more time with the boy, but both flatly denied that Subaru was altering their personalities.
The Subaru effect, bro. The goat effect. Out here. Bro, hey, man. That's just what happens when you hang out with Subaru, bro. That's what happens when you hang out with Subaru, bro.
Despite the evidence of their growing closeness. Later, Emilia mentioned that she wished she didn't have to involve Subaru in the royal selection because of how dangerous things could get. Ram, who had already received orders from Roswell to keep an eye on the protagonist, reassured her by saying she would take it upon herself to see if the boy was up to the task, and if not, they would simply fire him. The moment of peace was interrupted by Beatrice, who stormed in furiously, complaining that she was sick and tired of that tick always finding the right door to the library.
Oh man, bro, I low-key missed that, bro. Yo, I low-key missed that seeing Subaru just fucking gotcha, bro.
Emilia offered to let her join the bath, but when the little girl refused, Emilia managed to trick her by saying Puck was bathing too. She instantly pushed her into the water, but Biko, being as stubborn as ever, used magic to fly and avoid falling in. However, she didn't count on Rem and Ram thwarting her escape under the excuse that it was time to wash her hair. Biko complained that the maids had never acted like that toward her before, and that they had surely been influenced by that annoying boy. Emilia just thought that maybe she was right, that perhaps they had all been influenced by him. She thought this right, as it's revealed that, at the exact same time, Subaru sneezes, getting the feeling that someone was talking about him.
Yep, the classic sneezing because someone was talking about you.
It's said that for the first time that night, the girls stayed in the bath talking for a long time. It's just a shame that this loop would end with Subaru being murdered in the hallway by Rem, but that's a story.
Oh, that's exactly where it takes place? Like, that's exactly where? Oh, man. You know? It's just crazy how, like, yeah, fail loop. It's just crazy that, like, a lot of these side stories then, or, like, a lot of, like, these moments just, like, never happen, huh? And then also, isn't that, like, that is so terrifying. They were having so much fun and chilling in the bath, and then right after Subaru just gets murdered by bro. I think this first loop, are you saying the loop? Ah, I got you. Bro. Second loop. Yeah, bro, that is fucking crazy.
This loop would end with Subaru being murdered in the hallway by Ram channel.
Alright. This is canon. Alright, what do we got next,
The
bro?
days when Petra started working as a maid
That was good, bro. Alright, let's see.
Petra started working as a maid weren't exactly easy for her, especially
Oh.
when she found out her childhood friends were making fun of her older sister figure, Frederica.
Oh shit. The day Petra had to defend Frederica?
The story begins with Frederica recalling how she has taught and trained dozens of maids for Roswell. She probably also trained that blue-haired girl currently sleeping in a room, but she couldn't confirm it, at least not right now. It's because she had trained so many workers that she was absolutely fascinated by her current student, Petra Leti. The girl was simply too excellent. When Petra ran up to her with a bright smile to announce she had already finished all her chores, Frederica couldn't help but let out a sigh of pure adoration.
Can I just say I love their dynamic. Petra and Frederica, adorable dynamic, bro. The break times?
Marveling at how efficient the little girl was. To hide her amazement and keep up her strict mentor persona, Frederica praised her skills and gently patted her head, thinking about how much she wished a young Ram had had even half those manners when she first started out. With no more work left pending, Frederica suggested taking a trip to Arlem Village to do some shopping, thinking Petra's friends would love to see her showing off her uniform. Petra agreed immediately, hiding her nerves with astonishing maturity. Once there, the atmosphere felt tense because a large part of the villagers were still evacuated at the sanctuary. Let's remember that while all this was happening, Subaru was busy dealing with the events over there, getting
Yeah, I remember. This is some season 2 break time shit where Federica and Petra are like talking in the mansion, and Subaru's like over here just freaking behold an unthinkable president. Bro, like this man is in the witch's tea party, like god damn.
events over there. Getting back on track, Petra was wearing a lighter version of the uniform similar to Ram's, chosen with the secret hope that a certain black-haired boy would think she looked cute in it someday. However, the run-in with her
Okay.
friends Lucas, Mild, and Mena turned awkward. The kids begged her to stay and play, bitterly complaining about how lonely they were and how boring working must be. Adopting a protective stance, Petra firmly scolded them, reminding them that Subaru and Lady Amelia were working incredibly hard for everyone's well-being at the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Despite her good intentions, the kids shot back with immature teasing that hurt the little maid's pride, which led her to pick a fight with them.
What the fuck? You started throwing hands. The fuck you said about me, bro? Damn. Yo, what the hell? Yeah, Subaru was literally getting eaten by bunnies, and this was fucking happening, bro. This fucking goofy ass shit,
Which
bro.
led her to pick a fight with them. On the way back, Frederica noticed Petra walking with her face flushed with anger. She gently blocked her path and reminded her of the importance of valuing childhood bonds. Sharing her own experience of growing up lonely without peers her age, she assured her she didn't want Petra sacrificing her normal life for work. With
They don't want to sacrifice her life for normal. Oh, that's so sweet, bro, Federica. I need more Federica screen time, but it's like, where would you even put her? She's so good.
life for work. With
My heart.
tears in her eyes, Petra finally confessed the real reason behind her anger. The kids had made fun of Frederica's mouth and sharp fangs, calling her terrifying. Frederica, used to the prejudice against her demi-human heritage, felt a pang of pain and tried to apologize for it. But Petra immediately cut her off, telling her that a kind and gentle person like her had absolutely nothing to apologize for. While she was moved by this, Frederica noticed the kids approaching remorsefully to ask for forgiveness. With a smile, she asked Petra to make up with them so they could all be friends. Petra firmly grabbed Frederica's hand, ready to show off to her friends just how wonderful her new older sister really was. And no, this story doesn't get referenced again in another novel like the other examples I give. It's just a random story, plain and simple. Remember that
That was so sweet. That was so sweet. Bro, my heart. What the fuck? Bro, I'm telling y'all, man. Underrated dynamic, bro. They're so adorable, bro. Dude, I love that, man. Petra reassuring Frederica, bro. Like, it's okay, bro. Like, you're a kind person. Man, nah, that's adorable, bro.
Remember that I've started a cut content series on the channel. You likely remember
Alright.
that in Season 2,
The genius plan Petra made for Subaru is this one, the next one. Okay, let's go.
You likely remember that in Season 2, Subaru already found Petra working at the mansion. But
Yeah.
have you ever wondered how she was hired in the first place? That's explained in another little-known side story.
Okay, alright.
It's
Wait,
said that one
wait, didn't we see a break time on this?
day, Frederica Baumann was utterly bewildered. In the Rosewall Mansion's drawing room, she couldn't help but stare in shock at the sole applicant
Yeah, season 2 break time. Do we just watch it anyway?
for the maid position, Petra Lete, an adorable 12-year-old girl. Trying to wrap her head around it, Frederica tactfully asked if she understood the gravity of the situation and warned her that this was no place for games. Petra made it clear she was there to work, though she admitted with a blush that she had been there before to play tag at Subaru's invitation. This refers to a side story I've also narrated in case you want to check it out. Frederica nearly fainted imagining the chaos of that day and wondered how the boy could have allowed such a thing. But Petra sweetly asked her not to scold him, as he had asked for permission from Roswell himself. Frederica was doubly surprised. She had heard of Subaru's achievements, and, while he seemed like a clever guy to her, she wasn't aware of this rather peculiar side of him. Still, she proceeded with the evaluation.
Yeah, you know, she doesn't know about like the, I guess like the goofy like the Subaru side when he's not freaking dying or suffering, the slice of life Subaru.
She proceeded with the evaluation. Since she needed someone to start immediately, Frederica was actually inclined to reject her. She asked what useful skills Petra had, hoping to discourage her. But to her surprise, the girl replied with total confidence. She knew the layout of the mansion thanks to her games. She was excellent at sewing, and since the Volgarm incident, she had learned to cook so fast that her mother had nothing left to teach her. Impressed, Frederica warned her in a stern tone that the mansion was involved in the royal selection. Any mistake she made while joining the staff would tarnish her master's reputation, and her young age would be no excuse. Petra, without hesitation and with her cheeks flushed with affection, replied that the person she cared about was far too special to give up on.
Damn, these side stories wholesome as hell. Yo, man. Yo, Petra's just a sweetheart, man. Like, it's actually so wholesome, bro.
The person she cared about was far too special to give up on. And besides, she didn't want to lose the battle for love. Right then, Frederica...
Well, Petra, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you already lost, man. You know, yo, Rem, yo, Rem already lost, man, and you definitely not winning because you a kid, bro. Hey, it's okay, bro. Hey, hopefully she notices that one day.
Battle for love. Right then, Frederica remembered another girl who had made a similar choice for love, herself. So she smiled nostalgically and decided to hire her, while warning her that the...
Whoa. What is this? What is this? What is this brand new illustration I've never seen before? What the fuck? Look at this. Young Federica.
While warning her that the training would be tough and that she should refer to her as...
Yeah, Clint, right? Clint? That's Clint, right? Yo, what?
While warning her that the training would be tough and that she should refer to her as her big sister. To formalize the hiring, Frederica visited Petra's home in the village. During their chat, she confessed with relief that she didn't know what she would have done if the girl hadn't shown up, since, surprisingly, no one else had responded to the ad. It was then that Petra's mother revealed the cunning truth. Petra had convinced every other girl and young woman in the village to back down and not apply.
Wow.
Frederica's eyes went wide, stunned by the manipulation, while the mother gave her a mischievous wink, assuring her that her daughter had a very promising future. Feeling a hint of admiration, Frederica silently whispered her wish to see the girl's potential blossom alongside Amelia's candidacy.
Oh, bro. Yo, bro, Petra's locked in. Helping out the mansion, helping out Federica. You know what I mean? A good example? She said, everyone else back the fuck up, back down, I'm pulling up. Yo!
It is said that, in a very short time, Petra improved so much that she even did a better job than Ram. But that's a...
Wow. I mean, Ram, I love Ram, but that's really not that big of a It's really it shouldn't be that hard to beat Ram at like the mansion shit, taking care of it, bro. Hell, even cooking, bro. Yo, I think I could beat Ram in the cooking, man. You know, it's deep potatoes, bro.
Story you don't know yet. Remember, I've started a series
Oh
of cut
man.
content on the channel. Did you know that Amelia once dreamed about the story of Alice in Wonderland?
What? The day Emilia dreamed of something impossible. Well, I haven't watched Alice in the Wonderland, so
Did you know that Amelia once dreamed about the story of Alice in Wonderland? The truly shocking part isn't the dream itself, but its implications. I mean, why on earth would a citizen of an isekai world dream about a classic tale from our specific era and time? This is revealed
yeah.
once again in another obscure side novel. The story begins on a day when Subaru was busy narrating the classic tales of Hans Christian Andersen to Amelia.
Oh, what? But see, these side stories are cool. Where like Subaru, like kind of like says like stuff from his from his world. The ugly duckling, the Little Mermaid. Okay.
These stories completely captivated her, and as soon as Subaru left to continue his chores, she was overcome by exhaustion from her late-night studies and drifted off to sleep. When she
Okay.
woke up, she saw a version of Puck the size of a small child, walking
What?
upright on his hind legs. He was urgently checking an invisible watch on his wrist while expressing his great fear of being late for a vital commitment. It's said that Amelia tried to speak with him, but he simply replied that he couldn't talk to her right now because
Yeah. Yeah. In Arc 2, Subaru says he wants to spread stories from his world. Yeah. In the side story, the worst Petra saw, it was told she left dream of becoming a tailor in capital to become the maid. Oh yeah, becoming a tailor in capital to become the. Okay, I see.
that he couldn't talk to her right now because it would interfere with the pacing of the story. From there, the events of Alice in Wonderland proceeded as usual. Amelia fell into an abyss and arrived at a tiny house where she found a potion prepared by Anna Rose to shrink her size. But she also found a cake made by Clint that reversed the effects. While
Anna Rose and Clint, what the hell?
searching for Puck, she encountered a yellow-haired spirit who was smoking. Amelia told her she shouldn't do that, as Subaru often
What the fuck? Yo, she's smoking? Betty, you puffing? Yo, you chiefing? What the fuck, Betty? Yo, you know what this reminds me of? My brain is, bro, the brain rot is unreal, bro. Have y'all seen the brain rot of the greed if? Of like Subaru smoking and like Betty smoking with him? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all know what I'm fucking talking about, right? Bro, fuck ass freaking brain rot greed if, bro. Jesus Christ. like why? But like why? Is that like what they're like broken and evil, so they gotta they gotta smoke?
Amelia told her she shouldn't do that, as Subaru often says that smoking stunts your growth.
Smoking stunts your growth. Hey, true. Yeah, also other bitches, Amelia also smoking. Yeah, like, yeah, the aura monster stuff. Yeah, bro. That shit did like bad, irreparable damage, bro. That shit did bad damage, bro. Fuck ass smoking. Like, why are you smoking?
As Subaru often says that smoking stunts your growth,
man.
Bayako argued that smoking wasn't a privilege for children, but for adults like her. To
Okay.
which Amelia countered that it was actually childish for a child to pretend to be an adult, which naturally made Betty furious. Then Subaru arrived, or someone who looked like him, possessing a different name and appearance. Betty and Chesibaru got along terribly, though they understood each other deep down. Once Betty left, Chesibaru invited Amelia to a tea party. Upon entering another room, Amelia saw two more Subarus, who told Chesibaru that it was the first time he had ever brought someone to the party.
This is so what the fuck?
They added that it made sense he hadn't brought anyone before, considering how boring he was. Feeling overwhelmed, Amelia decided to flee the building, sensing she couldn't possibly handle 3 Subarus at once. Later, she arrived at a
What do you mean by that? You can't handle 3 super. Whoa.
Later, she arrived at a castle where Betty was being judged for eating a cake. Amelia remembered that the cake she had eaten earlier was Clint's, so she intervened to state that it was her, not the little girl, who had consumed it. In response, the Queen Ram ordered Amelia's decapitation while Ram tried to change her mind.
Bro, what the fuck, Ram? Goddamn!
Amelia's decapitation while Rem tried to change her mind. Instantly, the three Subarus arrived to plead for Amelia's innocence, and while all this was happening, dozens of pucks dressed as soldiers descended to capture and imprison her.
What?
The dream finally ended when Amelia heard a voice calling her. It was Subaru, waking her up for dinner. Remembering Chesibaru's loneliness, Amelia told him that if he ever hosted a tea party one day, she would make sure to be there. It's curious that this
Damn, that's wholesome. What the fuck?
tea party one day, she would make sure to be there. It's curious that this novel places so much emphasis on the term tea party, because just a few episodes later, a certain witch would appear to organize tea parties where very important matters would be discussed.
Yeah, what the fuck? Wait, where was this side story? Wait, when was this side story? When was this? Where was this? Arc 2, Arc 3? Cause, yo, Arc 2, Arc 3? Was this before Arc 4? Or was this during Arc 4? I'm just saying, cause like, this would be crazy, like foreshadowing, you know what I mean? Yeah? 2 and 3? Bro, before Arc 4, definitely? Tappy, you motherfucker. That's crazy. Bro, talk about tea parties. Yo, that's wild.
Parties where very important matters would be discussed. But that is a story you already know. Remember, I've started a series on cut content here on the channel. There is a romance in ReZero.
7th video, 240. You mean this one? This one? Oh, no. This is 236. Oops. Alright, 240. When we get to 240, I guess. The author mentions things that shouldn't be mentioned. Okay. Garfield was also mentioned in Arc 2. Oh, yo, that is fucking crazy. Bro, this man tapping, bro. This ship might get the ReZero author canceled. Oh, shit. Oh, boy.
There is a romance in ReZero that deeply divides the fandom. And it
Which one? There's a couple.
It's not just because of the 5-year age gap. I'm talking about Felt.
Oh my god, I knew it. I knew it. I knew you were gonna say it. I knew it. Yeah, this one is a little iffy. This was a little iffy, bro.
Hard. Beyond any debate.
This is the true lollymancer. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the true lollymancer.
And Reinhard. Beyond any debate, the author has left crystal clear clues that his ultimate goal is to make this couple canon. Let me explain why Tappei Nagatsuki has such blatant favoritism for this ship.
Okay.
To start, in the world of ReZero, there is a legendary love story between two young people from worlds and personalities that are complete opposites, Wilhelm and Theresia.
Isn't this like, wait, isn't this like episode 2, episode 3 shit where, remember when Reinhard found Felt? Wait.
They met in a beautiful field of flowers on the outskirts of the capital, many decades before the series began. And guess where Reinhard and Felt first crossed paths?
Exactly, that's what I was saying. What the fuck? That's what I was saying. Yeah. They met in the same place Wilhelm and Theresia did. Oh, son.
Exactly in that same spot. Sure, today that area is fully urbanized and there are no flowers left, but the parallel is undeniable. And the most curious part is that this detail isn't mentioned in the novels. It was the author himself who revealed in a Q&A session that...
My bad, I was yawning. Yo. Of course. A fucking Q&A. Where else would it be? Of course, man. Where else would you say some shit like this, bruh?
Revealed in a Q&A session that the meeting place is exactly the same, making his intention for history to repeat itself very clear. But the author doesn't just make these comments on his Twitter account. He also uses the characters within his work to create more situations like this. When Theresia was alive, her best friend was Carol Remedis. She was a good person who truly valued Theresia and stayed by her side her whole life. Because of how close they were, Carol felt that, as a friend, she couldn't just hand Theresia over to any old idiot. Too bad Theresia ended up falling for the biggest idiot of the time. Don't take it the wrong way. Carol knew Wilhelm was an idiot, but she also knew that deep down, he would love and take care of his beautiful wife for the rest of his life. So, she had no choice but to give in and tell him she was entrusting her friend to him. Years would pass, and Teresia's son would eventually have his own child. Due to external circumstances, Carol had to look after the young boy to the point where she essentially raised him as her own son. Now that she's getting on in years, she's afraid of leaving the poor guy alone. And once again, she feels she needs to find someone to look after Reinhard, just as she once entrusted Teresia to Wilhelm. And this search would come to an end when, one day, a radiant girl with blonde hair and crimson eyes appeared. Someone who wasn't at all impressed by the knight's supernatural qualities. Instantly, Carol knew she could trust this girl with Reinhard. So, one day, she tells the girl she can rest easy knowing she can leave the boy in her care. Felt doesn't understand what she's talking about, but she doesn't care. The grandma makes food far too delicious to get upset over something she doesn't get. There's also the occasion where someone abandons a baby, and Reinhard and Felt are forced to raise it temporarily until they find its family.
What? Bro, what are these side stories, man? What the fuck? Yo, that's fucking crazy.
But that's a story you don't know yet.
Okay.
So, do you still think the author doesn't want to pair them up? Remember, I've started a series.
Yeah, this is definitely I think this is definitely gonna happen, bro. Yeah. Felt the Subaru has only friend to see Reinhardt as a human for short saying true. Yeah. They got the same take care of a child that Subaru and Amelia did. Yeah, true though. True, that too. Well, that's fucking wild.
Remember, I've started a series on cut content here on the channel. Did you know that Elsa's death?
Alright. So you said that 240, right? 240? We gotta chill out, alright? Alright, let's do one more then. Let's just do this one. And we can like do like more later. Because these are we could probably just do like a second part or something. Or like 3, because like damn. Damn, there's a lot. Alright, so this last one for now. We got Elsa and Meili's final day. Alright, let's go.
Did you know that Elsa's death had emotional consequences for Meili? Unfortunately, the anime couldn't show it entirely, and although it made an attempt, it failed to capture every detail. Shortly after the mansion burned down, and while Subaru was dealing with the Great Rabbit alongside Amelia and Bayako, Meili was searching for something among the charred remains of the estate. She was looking for something she knew wasn't there. A fact pointed out to her by Garfield, who stood with his back turned while keeping watch over her.
Yeah, I do remember the break time, yeah.
Despite his threats to finish her off if she tried anything, the girl knew it was just a bluff and that the boy wasn't actually going to hurt her. Then, he asked her if this search was actually helping her in any way. Moved by his rough empathy, Meili closed her eyes and gave a melancholic smile. She knew she wouldn't find any trace of the person she was looking for. Suddenly, she remembered how she had once asked Elsa if she was immortal. Meili had assumed so after seeing her regenerate from all kinds of wounds. But Elsa simply explained that after being sold as a child slave in Gustako, her buyer had used a cursed art on her, turning her into a cursed doll.
Yeah, cursed doll. Yep.
A curse that prevented the subject from dying until they had killed their target. So it wasn't that she was immortal.
Oh wait, that little detail right there. Let me hear that again.
Into a cursed doll. A curse that prevented the subject from dying until they had killed their target.
Oh.
So it wasn't.
Wait, did I know
that she was immortal, but rather, in her own words, she was someone incapable of dying. Puzzled by the way Elsa gave her answer, Meili asked her if she wished she could just die already. The older woman, tilting her head in
What? Hold on, let me lock it. I saw something in chat. Yeah, it does hit hard after Meili's backstory. There's a whole novel about Elsa's backstory, including getting cursed. There's a whole novel about that?
Someone incapable of dying. Puzzled by the way Elsa gave her answer, Meili asked her if she wished she could just die already. The older woman, tilting her head in genuine confusion, assured her she had no desire to die. She enjoyed the smell of blood and torn flesh far too much. That curse allowed her to feel alive over and over again. Then, stroking Meili's head with blood-stained hands, Elsa tenderly teased her, saying she looked so sad and lonely worrying about her death. Angered by the blood matting her hair, Meili scolded her for being so careless with her appearance and dragged her by the hand to flee the area, warning her that she needed to focus more or she would end up dying first.
Well, yeah.
Leaving Elsa alone with her immortal body. Elsa only gave a mysterious smile on that occasion. Back in the present, standing before the smoking ruins of the mansion, Mei Li held back the pain. Elsa had survived stabbings and broken necks, but she had finally been reduced to ash. Only then did Mei Li realize that Elsa had lied to her that day and actually wanted to die. After all, for someone who only felt alive when killing others, it meant she found her own life worthless.
This is rough, dude.
Others, it meant she found her own life worthless. At the very least, dying there, fighting until her last breath, must have been a blessing. Having finished remembering Elsa, Mei Li thanked Garfield and told him she was satisfied now. The boy looked at her with irritation and told her bluntly that if she wanted to cry, he wasn't going to stop her. Mei Li didn't understand why he said it, but feeling the sting in her eyes, she looked up at the sky.
Yeah, I remember this. I remember this right here. This break time, right? The break time, bro. I remember this shit. Yo, this shit was low key. Yo, this shit was painful, bruh.
She looked up at the
Made me feel bad and shit, bro. And that was way before, like, obviously the Millie backstory in season 4, like season 2. I was like, damn.
sky to hide her face and let her repressed emotions finally overflow. Garfield remained silent, allowing the girl to cry.
Damn. And that's where it ends, because apparently there's something that I'm not supposed to know, right? Man, damn, look at the illustration here, bro. Peak. That was good. Okay. We have a lot more here. Okay. We have a lot more here, so we'll just obviously tackle these more in you know, in other videos and shit, obviously. So we'll obviously cover some more, but there's some pretty good side stories. We got a little you know, we got a little taste of what the side stories are, man. I like them. They're just like fun. It's like fun, wholesome, because well, except this one. This was pretty sad. But you know what I mean? Like for the most part, it's like you know, like chill, like story stuff. But yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. Moderated the rest of the videos. Everything seems great. Okay, sure. If you want to add more, go ahead, man. You don't need to remove the videos. It's fine. No. You don't need to remove the videos. It's fine. You can leave them there. Leave them there because on YouTube it just appears if I've watched it, and I'll remember. I'll remember. So, W Sabata, bro. Hey, W Sabata for making the playlist, man. We got the playlist with the side stories, so we'll obviously keep continuing it. But here's the first video, bro. Hey. Who watches it? Hey, we see some side stories, bro. I'm loving them so far. Shout out to, of course, as well, Mr. Conejotako. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. That's gonna be it for today, man. And I will see you guys next time. See you guys.